Mic's on. There we go.
Yay!
What's going on, everyone?
Welcome
to our Thursday live stream.
I'm Rachel. I can't wait to
I'm
say
Joe.
it. And we're Two Crazy Ketos.
And if you're new to our channel, welcome. Here on Two Crazy Ketos, we do different things like recipe videos and product reviews. And we talk about various keto topics. And then every Monday, we sit down right here on this bench and talk about what's going on in our lives for the week.
And you can find us on different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And we have a website, which is twocrazyketos.com. And that's where you're going to find all of our different recipes. Now, we do upload at least 5 new videos every single week, so make sure you subscribe to our channel.
And don't forget to hit the little bell icon, and that way every single time we upload a new video, you'll be alerted to it. It's Thursday nights!
Yeah,
my favorite night of the week.
You're excited today.
I am so stinking excited.
It's funny that we're talking about Thursday night. You're wearing your Hollister shirt from 2 years ago for Black Friday, which is always on Thursday. It's not Black Friday anymore. It's Black Thursday.
And it's not even like we have to wait until that day. Like around Thanksgiving, they're doing it early.
Yeah, let's see who's in here. So Paul is here.
Hey, Paul.
Vintage Girls is here. Shanta's here. Kim is here. Said was about to watch a Hallmark movie, but would rather listen to us and read everybody's comments.
Oh my gosh, Kim, that's so nice.
Vintage Girl said first responders duty tonight. Her alarm sounded, so she's got to catch us on the replay.
Hello. Oh, and they're going to play at the Health and Wellness Center at 8 a.m.
Yvonne is here. Right Family's here. Sel Marie is here.
Guys.
Brianna is here.
Yay.
Gail is here.
Hey, Gail.
Karen is here. Said excited for Thursday Night Lives. Heath is here. Jason is here. April is here.
Jason, April.
Renee is here.
Hey, Renee.
Let's see. Jan is here. Carla. L3D
Carla.
is here.
Hey,
I'm trying to mix here. Oh, Miss Tara and Vivijay are here.
Hey, Tara. Hey, Vivijay. Ooh, Vivijay got a new haircut, which looked mighty handsome. Jason had a picture of him in his new clothes looking mega awesome. And I noticed that Heath and Shelly have been spreading the love, sharing their snacky snacks with people, letting them try different flavors of bars, and I think that's pretty freaking awesome.
So Danny's here, said Kroger has Lily's candy bars, buy one, get one free this week.
Why don't we have a Kroger?
Says no sound. Audio, yeah. Whoa.
Can you hear
It says I have sound.
Let's see. Go down a little lower. Oop. You just opened something.
I just lost this. Pop out chat.
Can you guys hear us? Give us a thumbs up.
Somebody give me a thumbs up. I don't know why. Let's see. Thumbs up. Yes,
you're good.
We're good.
Okay, awesome.
Thank you. Let me go back up there. Okay. Maybe that was when it first clicked on. It takes like a second for everything to like switch over.
Video delays are so much fun.
Oh, exit out now before the show and like it, folks. Thank you very much,
Thanks, Renee.
So Lisa is here. Helen, she said, there you are. Chris said, boss, so late. Chris said, I thought your favorite night was prime rib night.
Man, prime rib night can be every night or day. We actually, on our way back from camping this weekend, ran into a farmer's market. I cannot stress enough the power of stopping in a new town, checking out their grocery stores, what they have, and we ran into like a farmer's market, but it had locally sourced
Well, it's like in the middle of beef country in Central Florida.
Oh my gosh. And it was like meat aplenty.
Prime rib, $4 a pound.
Hello. So we're
now,
going
it was
back
on
to
a
the
bone.
cooler.
It was on a bone. I didn't realize when I bought it was on a bone, and because I was like, why? Or it wasn't prime rib. We bought ribeye. And then I noticed this other stack of ribeye, and it was like $5.29 a pound, but I didn't realize that was boneless. I would have bought the boneless over the bone, but I didn't notice the difference.
Tabitha
but they do have prime rib where you buy the whole thing for like $5.19 a pound. So we're probably going to get one on next time we go up, because we're going to go back up there in a couple weeks. Hopefully it won't be the windiness. We were driving through 30-mile-an-hour wind gusts driving, so it was...
Way to go, Hitch.
Yeah, good. We have a good hitch now. He said, life is not fun right now. I'm currently suffering through an MS flare-up.
Oh, no.
I've fallen 4 times this week.
Oh,
Heath.
Stinks. Oh, my gosh.
April said Publix has Kettle and Fire bone broth, buy one, get one free.
Hello. That's the time to step up,
man.
That's
really awesome.
Stock up on that stuff.
Maureen said we bought a camper today.
Oh, my goodness.
Already have reservations at 2 Florida state parks. Your other channel totally helped us make the decision.
Thanks,
Maureen. Maureen, what Florida state parks are you going to?
Yes.
So we went to Mayaca State Park this past weekend.
Are we going to stalk Maureen and her family?
Why not? So we went to
Let's be best
Mayaka
friends.
State Park this weekend, which has so far been our absolute favorite. So much to do. We have to go back there because we didn't have enough time to get into everything.
Beautiful.
And then we're going to be going to Silver Spring State Park soon. And state parks in Florida are awesome.
The only thing that totally bummed me out was there was zero Zilcho service. So we were...
Yeah, no cell service.
We were going across that canopy bridge, and I wanted to do a live stream like we did at Corishan State Park, and there was nothing.
Yeah.
We had to like sneak in and find a place in the middle of the park that had like a half a bar just to call my mom and say like, we're alive, we made it here safely. It was crazy.
Sometimes not having service is good though, because like
you're forced to unplug.
Yeah, well, we have a habit of like, oh, let's Instagram everything, and it just allowed us to not do that. So that was really
we
good.
were just like right there.
Yeah, but yeah, Florida state parks are awesome. Although they just reopened some of the Florida water management places. So whether Rachel likes it or not, I'm planning on doing some dry camping coming up.
Joe and himself and Maureen and their family.
You're so worried about bathrooms. You know, I need to have. We bought a camper because I can carry 50 gallons of water. If you're going to use 50 gallons of water in 2 days, you have an issue.
I might.
You're not going to.
I am very
We bought a generator. You're good.
I'm very afraid that I will take a shower that's way too long or that I will overflow the poop tank. That's what I'm afraid of.
You're not going to overflow the poop tank. And you know what? You
50 pounds
you can manage with a 5-minute shower. You don't even have to worry about shaving. It's just you and I.
I know, but I have to shave my legs, yo. It's a thing.
That's not camping. Let's not get too much of a glamper yet.
I cannot without the shaving of the legs.
Okay, well, we'll buy you an electric razor.
Okay, Mom. It doesn't work. They don't work.
They do work. You got to use a man's one.
They don't.
Don't use a woman's one. Use a man's one.
Use a guy one?
Yeah. Well, you don't use a woman's razor. You use my razor.
This is true.
Kim said, went to Texas Roadhouse, got the loaded broccoli like y'all said. It was so good with that prime rib. Well, the loaded broccoli is from Chris and Miriam, not from us. But that is their idea.
But thank you so much for doing that. And it was so funny. So Mom was talking about that today, and she goes, hey, would we be allowed to do loaded broccoli for Thanksgiving? And I was like, I don't know. Are you afraid that you're going to like break some rules and like get a ticket for like improper side dishes? Like, yes, absolutely. We can do loaded broccoli as a side. Let's do it. Let's make it happen.
Okay, so Bernice said I got a snacky snack today.
Yes, a snacky snack from Heath and Shelley.
Yep.
I love that exchange. I also saw Christopher giving him a shout out. Like, it was just awesome.
He said he thinks those bars are what caused him to have a flare up. That really stinks.
Wow.
So Chris said, I smoked 20 of the Sam's Club burgers that Joe can't find anywhere. Not that he's sore about it. Yes, he sent me a picture of it. I'm like, really? Really? Like, I have searched literally I went online and I went to every Sam's Club in the state of Florida, and nobody has them.
I see Janice is in here. Janice, I just want to say hi, and I love you. And I saw your shout out to your precious husband. It was his birthday this week, and we're wishing him a very happy birthday in heaven. And I just thought that was really pretty for you to just share all of those photos of you guys together. It was awesome.
Speaking of Chris, by the way, I sent him a text message. I learned a valuable lesson.
Okay.
Do not attempt to mix keto chow in a Vitamix on high speed with heavy whipping cream, even for 2 seconds.
Yes.
So we made it. It's like, oh, this is going to be our dinner because we had like live stream and stuff like that. And I poured out. We never use heavy whipping cream, but we were mixing up a couple of different like flavors of keto chow, trying like, hey, what would it taste like if I put this flavor with this flavor? And wanted to taste it with heavy whipping cream. And we're like, why is it chunky? I'm like,
is this heavy whipping cream gone bad?
It's brand new heavy whipping cream. I literally, and then it started occurring to me. The Vitamix started turning it into butter. Of course, I dumped it down the drain and then going, I probably could have put that in the microwave and melted it, and then it would have been great. But by the time I did that, I poured it down the drain. But it's like alcohol abuse. Like, people talk about alcohol abuse when you spill alcohol. It's like I'm dumping heavy whipping cream and keto chow down the drain. It's like
it's keto chow abuse.
It's keto chow abuse.
Well, like you say, don't cry over spilled milk. Cry over spilled keto chow. And yeah,
I'm gonna cry.
As it was happening, he's like, "Why am I doing this? I could totally just heat it up."
I have something to cry about.
I'll give you something to cry
about. We got some
about.
mail from Jesse.
Hey, Jesse.
Jesse, do you hate us this much? Do you really hate us
Is
much?
are these some Fear Factor?
She sent us a little note.
Things.
Says I was able to find some pork hocks, pickled pork for both of you, as well as a few other treats. Thank you for all that you do.
Pickled pork hock?
Even though I'm not a very sociable person, I never miss a video.
Aww.
She said this past May, everyone said prayers for my daughter who had open heart surgery. She's doing better than ever, and I'm so grateful for all of the prayers that she received.
That's you guys.
I look
That's
forward
awesome.
to camping Fear Factor.
Well, Jessie, we love you. Thank you so much. She actually says you're so loved.
Well, here you go. Here's her love for you.
Pork hock.
It looks like heart.
It really looks fresh. It is very pink and sumptuous.
She also sent
No total carbs.
roast beef spread.
You may love this. Oh, it's got the devil on it.
Except for canned octopus
Canned octopus.
and canned snails.
Escargot, friend. This is the fancy pants stuff. Cooked helix snails.
How much? I mean,
Total carbs
this
1.
is not showing love.
Dietary fiber less than 1. You're talking about less than 1 net carb.
This is not showing love.
6 pieces.
This will not be one Fear Factor. This is going to get divided up amongst
I don't know.
many.
I think that she's got a
We're gonna
box
do-
of Fear Factor.
We're going to do a Rachel Fear Factor. Rachel can eat this stuff on her own.
I think this is so precious. Like, thank you so much, Jessie. And we will just continue praying for your daughter, but we're so glad to hear things are doing good. I have another card that came from our friend Rachel the King. I see her on Instagram a lot. She just said, "Hi guys, just a note to say how much I appreciate all you do for us. You're a blessing for sure. Thank you. All the best, Rachel." Thank you. This is gorgeous. And I actually came in contact with some dragonflies and moths and butterflies this past weekend. It was so funny. They were just landing on me.
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you.
Let's see. Renee said the pick of the market was adorable. Beef country in Central Florida. Sounds funny when I live in Texas. Yeah, when you drive like right around Lake Okeechobee, like just north, it's just nothing but open pasture.
Beautiful.
As a matter of fact, the park we were at, which is Mayaca State Park, in the between, was it 1850 and 1920? It was all farming land for like pastures. It was actually the largest grazing area east of the Mississippi.
Well, they said that it was, I mean, it's
Perfect environment for cattle.
Yeah, because you've got a river running through it. There was lots of water, very fertile soil, super shady. It was just like, as we were walking around, it was like these cows live their best cow life, yo.
Right.
Like, this was
I
a
think
great
Autumn
thing.
from Watch Autumn Keto said it perfectly. When people talk about like, how can you eat meat? If I was looking at those cows as we were driving across, and I was doing like 55, 6 mile an hour, because we were literally having 30 mile an hour winds, and I actually ran into somebody at the gas station. He's like, I'm thinking about pulling over and parking till tomorrow until this storm heads south. Fortunately, we have a very, very good hitch. We have something called the Hensley hitch, so it like there is no trailer sway. Instead, the whole truck with the 30-foot trailer moves side to side.
Almost turns it into a fifth wheel.
Yeah. So, we're driving a car, and I'm looking at these cows that are just like out grazing.
Giant.
And it reminded me of what Autumn said. If cows live an awesome life and only have one bad day, which is the day they get slaughtered, I'm good with that.
Yeah, I think that's a good, but give them their best life.
Yeah.
Give them their best cow
And
life.
it was just, I mean, it was just awesome to see all of these cows just grazing. And that's, I mean, they don't even have a lot of like barns and stuff. They're just out there grazing.
Can
and
I
it's
just
awesome to look at.
say something that blessed me so much too when we were out there? They kind of gave like, you know, a shout out to all of the ranchers who had inhabited that land. Like, thank you for preserving this land. But the last rancher that was there was a
woman.
lady rancher.
Yeah.
And I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, they have this whole like little pavilion where her actual house was.
And she's just standing there in her like Victorian dress, and I'm thinking, in Florida heat, yo. And she's got her parasol, and she looks like she means business. Like, I was like, you go, girl.
Carrie said, dare I say I've never had prime rib. We had never had prime rib until we went with Chris and Miriam to Texas Roadhouse in Omaha, right?
Yeah.
Is that where the first time when we went to Omaha?
I think so, yeah. And it was...
Yeah, it was Omaha.
And I would have told you before, my favorite thing in the whole world was ribeye, and there's no way that you're ever beating that. And like, why would
it's the same cut.
Well, but I was like, why would I want something that feels like a roast?
Right.
Roast is never going to beat the ribeye steak.
It's so much more tender.
It's so tender though. And if you know how to cook it right and you get it all the way through, it's totally the difference between going to a restaurant and like 4 or 5 bites like totally being awesome and every bite being awesome. Like,
I am not a steak
difference.
eater, but I love prime rib. But I can
Why
take
did I marry him, right?
I can take or leave a prime rib.
How can
I
you
would
not
much
be a
prefer have a
steak
New
eater?
York strip. Well, it's the fattiness. Like I would much prefer like a New York strip or a fillet over a ribeye, but a prime rib, there's something about because that fat is just becomes candy as opposed to, it's still tough when you're eating a ribeye.
Texas Roadhouse too has like nailed it as far as cooking those.
So Renee wants to know how your hair appointment went. She said I haven't caught up on your post. So
Okay,
it's Tuesday.
so it's Tuesday. Look at this. I mean, Lord. Tuesday at 1:30, the strategy, according to the young lady that's going to be doing it, is going to be a ton of highlights trying to transition it to the gray.
That's what I thought.
To the gray, to the silver.
Yep.
But it was so funny. So I stopped at my mom's house this afternoon and she goes, "Oh my goodness, your hair really is white, like very white." Because it skipped her. It skipped that generation. And my mom doesn't even have to dye her hair now in her 70s. But she does it if she wants a change. But the woman never got gray hair.
You got all the good stuff because she said she doesn't even have to shave her legs.
She barely has to shave her legs at all. She can tweeze her eyebrows and it's good for like months. Mine are like, I will have to tweeze my eyebrows again by like in 2 days. In 2 days.
Chris said towing a trailer with wind is my favorite.
Right?
Okay, have fun.
White knuckles.
Maitreya said, I love those bacon cheeseburgers, hoping that Sam has the cheese advent calendars when we go early next week to pick up a box.
Yes, me too. I saw that there was the Sam, because I've only ever known of the Aldi one. Mm-hmm. But Sam's Club, I think it was it Shauna that put one in our Facebook family group that she had gotten the cheese from Sam's Club? So I'm like, yo, we need to go.
I'm going to go over there tomorrow.
Like, don't not get one, Joe. Like, we need to make this a priority.
Christopher said Costco's Black Friday ad has Kerrygold at $4 off.
That's my gosh, that is good.
Renee said, patient I see gave Keto Chow canceled on me today because of migraine. I'll see her mañana.
Oh, no. Hope she's better.
So Maureen is going to Hillsborough State Park near Tampa and Rainbow State Park in Dunedin.
Ooh,
I actually want to go to that one.
Rainbow.
I want to go to that
Rainbow
one. In fact,
Springs.
the guy that I ran into when we were driving home.
We didn't run into him.
Well,
like saw him.
He was at a gas station.
You know what?
He was in a motorhome.
into.
And he lives up in that area because I was asking him, like, what is up in your area, in the Ocala area? Because he was like, Ocala National Forest, but he's like, don't stay where you have full hookups because it's kind of like a parking lot, and I want to stay in the forest. He's like, it's like you're just on top of each other as opposed to going to the ones where you have to dry camp. But he was telling me you got to go to Rainbow Springs. He's like, Rainbow Springs is awesome.
You know what I'm really enjoying about having an RV is like, don't you feel like you automatically make friends quicker? Because I just walk up to people and start talking to them, and usually they're like, why are you talking to me? And this way, it's like, oh, I bet you're talking to me because you have a trailer also, right? Like, I just feel like it's easier for me to go talk to people.
So Christopher said Aldi's had the Advent cheese calendars today. He bought his own cheese. It looks the same as last year. I was kind of disappointed with last year's.
There wasn't enough variety. I thought every day would be a different one. Didn't you think that? Like every single day should be a different one. Now, I did see, looking from the outside of what Shauna had posted, that it looks like they do recycle them. So maybe you have 6 different cheeses 4 times or something. But like, I want to try something new. I think we should make our own too.
So let's see. Maureen said, me too, Rachel, I need a bathroom. We have a bathroom. I bought a camper to give her a bathroom. I have a bathroom.
I need to be certain that I have enough.
You have plenty. If you fill
storage.
A 50-gallon black tank in 3 days, Like, something is seriously wrong with you and we need to run you to a hospital.
Here's the thing, though. It's like...
Because I keep telling you, I don't open up the tanks anyway. So you're going 4 days and we're not filling any of the tanks halfway. You're good.
Here's the thing, though. It's like when you get to the airport and you're very afraid that your luggage is going to be over by 2 pounds. And you're like, if that happens, if I get to the point that it's over to, like, what is 2 pounds? Do I have to leave shoes? Do I have to leave shoes and pants? Like, I don't know how to gauge it. So when you say, well, you have a certain amount of gallons in your black tank, I don't know what that means. Like, how much gallons do you go to the bathroom? Like, I don't know. So when I don't know how much that is, like, I know what a container of, like, a blender bottle, I know how much liquid's going in there.
Miriam said she uses a guy's razor too. Chris said, see, you have a bathroom in the trailer. You don't need to shower if you're camping less than 4 days. Everybody smells like a campfire anyway. I agree.
Are you kidding me right now?
I agree.
The only thing is, they're in Utah where I feel like people just smell more delicious and there's not so much like sweatiness.
You smell delicious.
We get sweaty.
We didn't. Our air conditioner wasn't even on this last weekend.
Well, I mean, this was an isolated incident.
It's not. It's wintertime. Becky said she lives 1 mile from Silver Spring State Park.
Wow. Better not tell us that. We may come visit.
Yeah, a couple weeks. Claire said, try and find the Braun Epilator on sale. Leg-free hair for weeks.
Ooh.
So Tara said, hey, Rachel, I didn't shower for 4 days of my last backpacking trip. We all smell like goats.
Man, I feel like
I'm telling you, you're freaking out over nothing. You're going to go dry camping one time and be like, this is not that bad.
You know, I probably would be fine, but it's my left armpit. My left armpit does not know that I'm keto, and it is like, it's weirdly
And you're worried about
smelly.
not having electric, but you will have electric because we have a generator.
We did get a generator.
We did buy a generator.
There's a Black Friday special already. There's a lot of Black Friday.
You got a good deal on that generator.
What are some small appliances and things that you guys are keeping a lookout for so that maybe we can swap ideas of
So Chris said get
deals.
the Seiko Clean Cut. It's the best razor for shaving your legs without a shower.
Okay. Seiko Clean Cut.
He put a link.
All right, thank you. Because I'm
going to open the link so that I can save it for later.
Yes.
Here. I'm even going to add it to my cart.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so now it's in my cart.
Thank you very much. And that there's a gentleman on the package that have me and him look exactly the same. His abs are magnificent. My abs are magnificent.
Maitreya has a solar shower for camping. We even have a really good hot water. We have a 6-gallon hot water heater, but it's got an 18-gallon an hour turnaround time. So we can actually take back-to-back showers without turning off the water and have not run out of hot water yet. Of course, we don't have kids. So what I do is I have that thing cranked all the way up to the hottest you can possibly get it. And then you just trickle the hot water and blast the cold water.
I may not even have to
If you
shave.
had kids, I would not do that because somebody
hair
would burn
off.
themselves. But yeah.
Here's the thing, though, is that you aren't used to a camp-sized shower. There is a difference in the shower size. And so I am still trying to figure out how to shave my legs and not fall over. Because, you're used to, in my own home shower, you can put your leg up. I've got like a little shelf, but this one is a straight stall. So I'm like, don't fall over.
I just say, when we go for my birthday, you should just do the whole week. No shaving. No shaving.
No shave November.
Yeah, no shave November.
No.
Except for it'll be December. Joe said, hello from Miramar, home of the Texas Roadhouse, not Pembroke Pines.
Seriously, that Pembroke Pines Texas Roadhouse is legit, too.
It is awesome.
That's the thing, too.
That's when we took Chris and Miriam to.
Once you find the one that's really good, you're like, okay, this is my place. It doesn't matter that it's a chain. Different ones, like, are better at the broccoli thing, I think.
Yeah.
That they may all nail the prime rib. Now, of course, you're going to find different ones that, like, run out quicker than others.
Right.
And then it's like, okay, I don't want to risk it.
Kim said, I agree. I have to have a shower and a toilet or I'm not going camping. But again, we have one. That's why we bought a camper. I mean, you were ready to do all these things with a pop-up camper.
Yes, I was.
You did not have a shower.
You've spoiled me, sir.
So, like, now you're going to get to go and you're showering in our unit. That's all.
Yes.
And which we're doing anyway. You have not been in a public shower since you got the camper.
I'm enjoying that too.
Okay, Danny said Excited Rebel came out with orange cream, ice cream, and new flavors: chocolate, peanut butter, banana, chocolate chip, peanut butter, caramel chip, Chocolate
Nice.
chip snickerdoodle and birthday cake. We had the birthday cake for Halloween. It was okay.
The boys our nephews really liked it.
Yeah, it was okay.
I think anything that's that pretty. It's a pretty one. It's like a pink color. It's very pretty. It's
Chris
fun.
said, the only way to fix that keto chow with the heavy whipping cream is to heat it up.
Heat it up. We didn't think that.
Yeah. I thought about it as I was pouring it down the drain.
He was literally pouring it and yelling at the same time. Do you do things like that where you're like, why? It's your hand.
He said, I had a very strict carnivore until we decided to order those bars. We had each one piece a day for like 2 weeks straight. I'm paying for it now.
You know, everybody's body, once you know what does not work for you anymore, my mom was trying different seasonings because she loved different barbecued flavor seasonings, and some of them had MSG in it, and that is the thing for her. It just absolutely blows her up right around her eyes and is very, very painful and makes her feel really puffy and bloated, and she's like, okay, I'm not doing that again.
Okay, we have to get caught up because look at how far behind we are. We're just getting the comments about what we got in the mail.
Oh, Tara says, nope, I'll stick to my keto bricks.
Canned octopus, holy cow.
Escargot is delicious. I find it. I have had escargot before.
So have I, but I don't know about
not in a
canned
can.
escargot.
I've never had it in a can before.
Gail was like, ew. Danny said, do they have bacon spam and jalapeno spam? They do have a jalapeno spam, but we can't find it. We've been looking for it.
We have been looking for that.
Chris said there are lots of foods like pork rinds. We found the best cracklings.
Oh my gosh.
And I wish you had a bag of
I
that.
do. You want me to go grab it?
Go grab a bag of it. We found these cracklings.
But they're not from
But now I'm
Florida.
regretting that we bought them.
Oh, they're so good.
Yeah, but so we stopped at right at the Publix, right across the street from this particular little farm stand. We had stopped on the way up. And here's a little hint. If you're driving through an area, stop at the grocery stores because sometimes the grocery stores have local things, or they sell things because that local area has things. This is an area where you have a lot of migrant workers, so there was a lot of different Mexican kind of things, or you have a lot of this crackling kind of food. This is not available in our Publix.
This is not available in our Publix. It is from Clifty Farms, CLIFTY farm.com. They're in Paris, Tennessee. I need to give them a shout out because Lord have mercy,
this stuff is awesome.
2 bags
but
already.
I was looking today. You left a bag of this in my car, and I almost threw them out the window.
Uh-oh.
You know why?
Why?
Because this bag has 15 servings in it.
Or 2.
And we ate an entire bag on the drive up. There's 105 calories per serving.
It's so good,
It's pretty much eat the bag and you're done eating for the day.
So
because it is one serving is 12 grams of fat. So if you eat this entire package, you're eating almost 180 grams of fat.
It is a very, very salty.
It's so good, though.
It is so good.
Anthony said it's too salty.
It is very salty, so if you're salt sensitive, then you won't like this. But what I always love about cracklins that you don't get in pork rinds,
it's all fat,
is that sticky fat that's with the skin and then the fat that's attached. And this is the most greasy, delicious pork rinds, or cracklins it's called. So this is the Clifty Farm Country Meats. It's really good. Really tasty. And P.S. it was $1.50 a bag. $1.50.
Yeah. So we stepped on the way home and got a bunch of
Crazy
bags,
good.
but now I wish I didn't get them because you're gonna eat the whole bag in a sitting.
You
and
are.
Then you're gonna regret it.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Renee said there's a huge ranch that I passed that has tons of longhorns, donkeys, and zebras. Cool to say.
Zebras? Oh my gracious! How cool is that?
Heather's on.
Hey Heather.
She said, Rachel, sorry, can't stay. Gotta go to an Epsom bath before I scratch all of my skin off.
She's having a really bad rash and reaction. I'm praying for you, Heather. That is so stinking miserable.
Claire said, my hubby doesn't want to go out to dinner now. I'm assuming prime rib is not great for takeout. You know how I like to, we don't go out to eat either. We really do 2 places and that's it. We go to Texas Roadhouse, which is not very often because we're only getting one thing and it isn't super cheap. It's $25, $27 a person.
Right.
So we go there and then we get Buffalo Wild Wings, which we haven't had in a while, but we do that as a take home. My thing is I don't want to go out to eat either because I go out to eat, but then you feel like you want to drink. I don't know. You just end up adding things on. I've always
Not like
been
an
this kind of
alcoholic
person.
drink, but soda.
It stems back to when I was heavy. I always felt like people were looking at me and judging me of what is he eating? Like, what is the fat guy eating, right? It's like when you would go through a grocery line, like you want to hide the Oreo cookies or whatever I was buying because I felt like everybody was judging me. But now everybody still judges me because I have like 50 things of bacon on my plate. But
I always think that they're looking at me because they're like, oh my gosh, that's a large amount of food that she's just like putting down her gullet because I can put it away, yo.
So I'm not a person who likes to go out to eat. So my thing is I get it and bring it home. So the prime rib, if you ordered it for pickup and then immediately brought it home
then
and
you'd
ate
probably
it,
okay.
so long as you're within 15, 20 minutes of home, you're good. But I would not get
Not
it
for a
and eat
doggy
it the
bag.
next day or something like that.
No.
I mean, I really work to get that 16-ouncer down, and I am done for the day, but it's just something that's not going to be good the next morning.
I have no problem.
I know you
getting
don't.
it down. None. Not at all.
You shame me.
I shame you.
So Sonia said, I'm a ribeye girl, but I do love me some good prime rib.
Yeah, especially if it's cooked just right.
Shauna said, maybe one day I'll try the prime rib. I'm in Texas and still never had it for years. I never
neat.
ate steak.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, a lot of people, like your mom, my mom, they were always kind of like shied away from steak because there was another kind of like wives' tale that it was like, if you eat steak, it stays in your stomach for 7 years like gum.
Yeah, it's like in your intestines.
You can never poop it out, ever.
Chris said, apparently you can cook a New York strip roast the same as a prime rib roast. It's called a strip loin roast. You know what Anthony's like? He actually called the place, but they said call back tomorrow when the butchers are there. He wants a hanger steak, which is a very rare steak, very hard to find because usually butchers butcher the cow and then they keep the hanger steak for themselves. It's supposed to be the best cut of the cow.
Wow.
And so they never sell it. They literally keep it for themselves. So he's determined to find a hanger steak.
Wow. I know that you can special order stuff at Publix.
Renee said, mine took 2 processes to go full silver, and I used $10 purple shampoo from Walmart.
I have noticed that the purple shampoo that I got is really making the whites nice and white because my fear is that I'm going to have that dirty water hair color, like brown, but it's like diluted and dirty and yeah.
He said, Cowboy Kent Rollins on YouTube has an awesome recipe for prime rib in the oven.
We got to check him out, yo.
I know, but I just like doing it in the sous vide. Christopher said, I personally don't care for it as much as takeout. Cooked at home or eaten in the restaurant is the way to go for me, but I don't like steaks as much as takeout either.
Yeah. So the Wright family is actually talking about, because we're talking about what are you buying for sales, is Walmart is advertising a $99 22-inch Blackstone grill.
Yeah.
But if you go onto their website, make sure that if you want to look it up, it is the sale. They've got 2 sale ads. One of them starts the 4th and one of them starts the 11th. It's in the November 11th sale. However, it's an in-store only purchase. And that sale starts on the 14th. So
It's the most confusing ad ever.
I don't know
why.
But
Walmart has always done that for Black Friday. They put out this thing and said, this is for Thursday, this is for Friday, this is for Saturday, this is for this time. It's a very confusing
And
ad.
I have a relative who's worked for Walmart and says that sometimes they only get 5 or 6 of those highly anticipated items.
Right.
And per store. So I might check and just say hey, just wanted to make sure that the Blackstones that are going to go on sale tomorrow at 5 a.m., if permitted, are there. Do you have some? Because not every Walmart even gets all the things in the sale. So you don't want to.
I have a 22-inch Blackstone for the camper, and I love it. I mean, it's got the same lid I like. The one I got, it was $170.
So this is a deal.
But it looks like it's a different stand. Now, they are saying in the ad that is a fold-up frame, but it doesn't look fold-up. Mine, really folds up, and everything, it just kind of sits on top so I can put everything away nice and easy. That one's on rollers though. But again, $99 is a great deal for that one. Because that's like the price of a 17-inch. And it's better because of the rear grease trap.
Well, and the lid is really, really nice.
Yeah.
But I'm a little bit concerned if it doesn't like fold down, if you are using it for either camping or you're using it for tailgating, if it doesn't collapse all the way, how am I going to transport it?
But again,
easily?
they're saying it folds up. I haven't seen it. So, yeah. Joe's friend I said, I'm late, but finally here, heading to Aldi tomorrow to get the cheese calendar.
Yeah, we have to get that too, because I just want a variety. I love cheese.
Christopher said, does he start coating the primer in butter? That's my favorite. Coat it in butter. Put it in a really hot oven for like a half an hour and turn the oven off and wait. Anthony and I watched a video about a person who literally took a steak and they dip it in butter and then they let it cool. So it's like 2 pounds of butter around the steak, and then they put it in the refrigerator and let it cool so it's encased in butter.
Am I supposed to be this excited about that? Because I'm getting really excited thinking about that.
Okay. Claire said, I agree on this takeout steak. I like wings as takeout since I can crisp them up in an air fryer.
I am with Claire completely because I need to crisp them up. Like I need to, even they could be completely hot and like fine hot. I still need to crisp them up. There is nothing worse to me than that soggy outer hot wing. That is why even before keto, I could not stand the ones that were like frozen in the bags, like the Tyson ones, because I never could get them the right crispy consistency. Right. They were just that like soggy, wet,
gummy. Ugh. I don't like that. Christopher said, I'm waiting on Chalk Zero's advent calendar tomorrow, but I have a feeling it's just going to be regular chocolate every day. We have one coming. I don't know when it's coming now. But if you want one, there is. Yeah, Chalk Zero does have an advent calendar if you want something for the kids. You can use the link down below, and we also have a coupon code for it.
Also, I noticed Aldi has advent calendars that there's a Barbie one. There is a Fisher-Price Christmas one. So they're getting toys. And I kind of love that. There's the Barbie one. She's getting like a ton of accessories. So by the time you get to the end of Christmas, she's got like chairs and outfits and stuff like that. I think that's super fun. And the Christmas one looks like it's got like Santa and presents and a little Christmas tree. And hello, I think that's super fun.
See, Chris is like, the shower doesn't go to the black tank. It goes to your gray water tank along with all those things, which you don't understand. We have 2 gray tanks.
It's not enough.
It's plenty. And I have a portable tank. So you can empty the gray water tank into a portable tank. I don't know what you're going to do in January. In January, you're dry camping for 4 days at the Florida State Fairgrounds.
I know. Trust me. I'm already getting
And there is no public restroom. Well, there's no public shower.
But here's the thing. There is going to be a lot of campers there. So I can just shower from camper to camper. I'm just going to make friends and be like, can I please use your restroom? I know we just met. Is it weird for me to ask? And they'll be like, don't you have a rig? Yes, but I'm afraid to use up all the water.
Dry camping takes a bit of practice. It's not hard. Again, I grew up tent camping in the woods with you didn't even have a tent. Like, go build a lean-to out of sticks.
This is weird. We do not have the same reference points in our life.
You used to be a tent camper. You're just spoiled.
I'm spoiled.
You're spoiled.
It's okay. It's good.
Renee said, does the RV camper have a generator? No, it doesn't, but I ran for Black Friday, where their sale was this week. I got a Predator 3500 inverter generator from Harbor Freight, and because it was 20% off, and then I also had another coupon. And it's quieter actually than the Honda generator. It's more powerful than the Honda generator. And the Honda generator of the same size is $2,400.
Sneaky, quiet Predator.
So it gets really, really good reviews. It's strong enough to run our air conditioner, to run everything. And I think it uses like 1.5 gallons of gas over a 14-hour period. So that's more than enough than we need. And that's what we're going to use. And my feeling is it was $100 for a warranty. And here's the thing about their warranty. If you get the extended warranty when you go to Harbor Freight, they don't repair it. So you bring it in, it doesn't work anymore. Okay, no problem. Go get a new one off the shelf. There's no question there. They are awesome when it comes to their extended warranties. So You buy it, you buy the extended warranty for $100. Well, that's now going to give you your extra 3 years. That gives you the same 3 years as the Honda, but the Honda is $2,400. So, you know what? If I break it, I can get 3 of those for the price of one of those Hondas.
I can't stop thinking about something funny that happened this past weekend. Can I share it really quick?
What?
So, I was bike riding, and there was a couple that was walking on the same path. And I don't know what the etiquette is for bike riding in a campground. I don't know what the etiquette is for bike riding around our neighborhood, but I can usually
Well, you ride on the sidewalk.
Well, I could go way around somebody. Like I've almost hit a mail truck trying to get out of the way for a person who's walking or jogging because I don't want them to feel like I'm going to run them over. So I'm approaching this couple and they're not turning around.
And I snuck up on them.
And they're not turning around. And a lot of times, I will make.
They were walking straight down the middle.
Well, I will make big noises if I think that somebody's running and maybe they have AirPods in or something like that and they just can't hear me because they're listening to music, and I totally get that because I jam out when I'm exercising. But I was like, boy, I'm getting really close and they don't seem to be aware of me at all. And so finally I'm like, excuse me. And I mean, it was pretty fast. And they're like, wow, you could let us know you're coming. And I'm like, I'm part of the Mafia Bike Club. Like we make no noise. Well,
I was ahead of you.
How do I make no noise?
Went up, and when I was about to make noise when I got close, and she turned around and she's like, oh, you snuck up on us. I'm like, sorry. But when she turned around to see me, she should have seen you too. So
was I that far behind? But I don't know what is the etiquette. Because
etiquette is they're walking down the middle of a giant road straight down the middle. Well, so move to one side or the other and just go around them and don't worry about it.
They were having this beautiful couple moment, thinking to themselves,
taking up the whole road.
Well, I mean, it's just them and nature, and I don't want to cramp their romantic jaunt. And so I don't know what to should you be 50 feet away before you're like, hey, excuse me, behind you? I don't know. What is the etiquette? When do you say I'm here if someone doesn't seem like they realize you're there?
Miriam said she bought a suitcase scale and they weigh their suitcases before going to the airport. That's because they travel with so much keto. Was it coming home from Omaha, or was it coming home from KetoCon where we were redoing our suitcases in the airport? Was that Omaha? No, it wasn't Omaha.
It was KetoCon.
It was KetoCon because we were completely unaware. We were on, what airline were we on? Spirit Airline. That we were traveling together, and it's 75 pounds or whatever it is that the weight limit of. And so we're looking, one of the suitcases was 68 pounds and one of them was 72 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
It was slightly over. So we're moving things around in the middle of the airport and she's eating stuff and trying to make sure that each of them comes in. We get up there, we give the girl our suitcase, she puts them both on the scale and she's like, you're good. I'm like, what? And she's like, oh yeah, since you're traveling together, if one weighs 40 pounds and one weighs 110 pounds, you're still good. It's a combined weight. I'm like, are you kidding me? We just spent 30 minutes shifting things and you're telling me it didn't matter.
I just ate a pound of baked goods trying to not lose it, but
we also mailed home 5 boxes of priority mail from KetoCon last year.
Yeah.
We just kept mailing our stuff home to ourselves.
Well, I figured, where are we going to find these artisanal pork rinds again?
Kim said, my husband is cracking up over Rachel and her concern about filling up a poop tank.
I can't help it. It really weighs on me unless we get a place with full hookup. So this past week, it was full hookup. And I was like, I didn't even need to use the restroom that much.
You don't use the restroom anyway. Don't worry about it.
But it wasn't on my mind. It was just what is the silly thing that weighs on your mind that doesn't need to, but it does?
Chris said, do you have kids? They're just adults, and if they want a shower, they can bring their own freaking water.
Right.
Renee said, I did dry camping in Florida after Hurricane Ivan.
Yes.
No power or water for 2 weeks. Yeah, see, you're experiencing this.
That's a lot. That's dry, man.
Claire said cruise ship showers are the same. Not a lot of room.
Okay, I need to prepare myself for when we go on the cruise.
He said Joe wants to cuddle with Chewbacca.
Yes, if I don't shave,
I'm fine with that.
It will be 2 days until you feel like you are camping in Planet Endor with the Ewoks, okay? Because I will be that hairy.
Renee said, grow your fleece leggings. I can't stand to not shave even for 1 day. It drives me crazy.
I can't do it. I get
doesn't bother me
prickly.
at all.
It's like 2 cactuses. Legs.
Janice said, just put Vicks salve underneath your nose and that's all you're going to smell.
Oh, that's smart. Joe is like all about the Vicks Vapor Rub. Like if he even senses that you don't feel well, you're getting it lathered on the bottom of your feet.
But first of all, it smells good, but it works. It works. The first time I read, because I grew up with my mom putting it on my chest, right? You know, that's
intense.
And I like
smell.
it on my chest. I put it on your chest too, but
I
like it on the chest because
fun.
it's a cooling effect. But the first time I read,
snotting.
put it on the bottom of your feet, I'm like, that is not gonna work. It's like people who say, like, if you have a muscle cramp, rub mustard on it, right?
Rub mustard on. I thought you were supposed to eat the mustard.
I've seen people actually rub it on because remember, your skin is your largest organ in your body. Yeah,
Spray
eating
Windex.
mustard will work.
Spray some Windex on it.
But the first time I heard about I'm like, that doesn't work. And then we tried it and like, it totally works. It's like if you're hot, if you go outside and you are just really hot, and the first thing you want to do is douse your head. No, take water right on your wrist and you will immediately cool down. It's just, your body is awesome.
Your body is awesome.
Chris said, Jeannie Nutter, San Diego and Florida, exactly the same, right?
Yes.
I'm hoping we may be going into San Diego next year, right? For that Keto Palooza thing.
I'm excited.
Chris said Joe can go to Tractor Supply, get a 400-gallon water tank for the back of his truck and use it. No, I am not doing that.
Oh, I love how Chris thinks. Yes.
I'm not doing that.
Shauna's here. Hey, Shauna.
Jeannie said, I'm late. Did you see my post on 2KK? Our 2 Sam's Clubs do not have the bacon cheddar burgers, but our Walmarts carry them. I'm in San Diego. I looked. Ours does not have them.
Did you look for Walmart?
I looked in Walmart. Ours do not have them. I found one Walmart that has them, but not close, but they're like double the price of the Sam's Club.
I don't even
I'm not willing to pay $2.50 for a frozen burger. They're not that good. I can see you in the monitor.
What?
Chris said...
That can't be right.
Chris said, all I have to do is mention pork rinds, and that's all it takes to get rid of Rachel. Score.
Yes, I'm all about the pork rinds.
Wow, we were so far behind.
Sorry.
Shauna said, I tried to get the Sam's Club bacon cheddar burger at my Walmart using Instacart. What a fiasco. That was suffice to say. I have 2 boxes of seasoned patties and a refund for the same.
Sometimes Instacart...
They're similar to Bubba Burgers, but Bubba Burgers aren't nearly as good. They're too expensive.
They're a weird shape, too. Has anybody noticed that? Bubba Burgers look like an amoeba. It looks like the science, like you get a science worksheet and they'd be like, label this amoeba. And you're looking for all the parts and that's the shape of a Bubba Burger. Yeah. Instacart has weird recommendations and alternatives sometimes. So they're like, oh, you want a Bubba Burger? Well, how about a bag of carrots?
Right.
Would that suffice? And you're like, no, that's not at all what I asked for. It's like when you ask for something on Netflix and they suggest a show that's like not even remotely like what you asked for.
Right. Renee said, best cracklins are at a meat market in Don's in Scott, Louisiana. Fresh, hot, meaty, fatty goodness. Made myself sick and ate a ton of myself.
I would totally
It's like,
do
you
that.
know where the best place to get chicharrones is go down to Miami.
Yes.
And literally, like Joe will probably tell you, if you like chicharrones, I think they're slaughtering the pig in the back of the store.
Yes.
It smells. It's gamey you get them and it's like a layer of fat that thick on it.
They were happy
Rachel doesn't go to
pigs.
Miami very often. I go down for games a lot, but when she does happen to take that ride, when she's like, go find a stand, because usually it's at little tiny stands. It's like, the hole in the wall diner is the best. The hole in the wall Cuban restaurants have the best foods. Foods.
And the strongest coffee.
Yes. I love Cuban coffee. You really can't drink it, though, because real Cuban coffee is going to have sugar
Well,
in it.
I will just drink the coffee straight, and I will add water to it like an Americano.
We need to figure out how to make a Cuban coffee with
But
sucralose.
it's really awesome. So you go, and we're about an hour away from Miami. I go there, and then I can walk back faster than Joe can drive.
We're an hour away,
story.
but like 12 miles.
Yeah.
Like,
10 minutes.
it's like, so we went to Mayaca. It's like over 200 miles. It takes 3 hours. Then you want to go to the Keys. It's like 100 miles. And it says it's going to take you 4.5 hours.
What really got me was the road that we drove over had 3 lanes. 2 going one way, 1 coming back the other.
But it switches back and forth. It's normal. It's a passing lane
It
thing.
just felt very odd.
You're just like from the city too much. That's a normal thing in the country.
Like, there are only people going this way and nobody coming this way?
Well, when it goes, they'll do like 3 miles of 2 lanes on one side and 1 lane on the other, and then it'll switch. So you just kept going to sleep on me.
It was very
My
odd.
co-pilot over here. My
got
traveling
you.
co-pilot.
I got you. You should give me some of that coffee.
It's like Traveling Robert. I'm so jealous. The Traveling Robert. You ever watch it? It is the perfect go to sleep channel.
Yes. Because the music he picks is so
picks his
relaxing,
music,
and then
but
his
he
voice.
makes Cuban coffee all the time.
His voice is very relaxing.
Yeah. Let's see.
I was at a restaurant that had bacon in a mason jar available as an appetizer. When it arrived, the guy in the stall next to us summoned the waitress because he wanted one too. Yes, talk about I'll have what he's having. Bacon in a mason jar.
Renee had chocolate toffee with pumpkin puree, butter, and coffee for breakfast.
Oh my gosh,
sounds
that
really
sounds good.
So Janice said, I hate going out because I always eat what I'm not supposed to when I eat. I would rather buy something and cook it keto.
Hey, you know what? If that's something that you know it's going to be hard to do, like right now, it is no big deal for if they put the bread on the table to say like, oh, no, thank you. We don't want any bread. Don't waste the bread on me. I try to get them before they put it down because sometimes if it touches the table, they're not allowed to serve it to somebody else. And I don't want the restaurant to be like out at, if they're just going to go toss it in the garbage. But for some people, there's no way that they can say no to the bread if they are tempted with it. Like when you're early on in keto, like, yeah, if you know for a fact that, hey, I can't go to this restaurant because, I'm going to want to have, my old staples. That's another thing. I think we've talked about that in older videos where if you need to just switch up restaurants and say, hey, I'm going to go to all new restaurants, that may be your best bet.
That's right.
And just say like, okay, I can't go back to Applebee's because Applebee's and me are all about certain appetizers that I really get into trouble with. So it would be better to just, let me try some new restaurants that I've never been. Maybe even like Chili's would be okay, not Applebee's, because you don't have the previous relationship with them,
Yeah. Maitreya said, here, hanger steaks are considered subpar cheap cuts, but I agree, they're awesome.
Wow.
Anthony just was watching this thing about butchers, and butchers like, we never put them out because it's the cut that
They're so
they
delicious.
Want. Joe said, hanger steak is wonderful. I was just at Wild Fork today by your house, and they always have hanger steaks. We got to tell them, and they're not expensive. Also, Broward Meat Company.
We have got
awesome.
to go
I
to
like
Broward
Broward
Meat.
Meat Company. That's closer to Joe.
Yeah.
We have to tell Anthony that though.
Yeah. Because that's in Coral Springs. That's close.
A Broward Meat Company? No, Broward Meat Company is down
Fork.
towards Hollywood.
Wild Fork.
Miriam said, I bought a pretty ice cream glass and long spoon so I can feel fancy when I eat my ice cream.
I love that.
Christopher said, my kids made some butter from scratch this week. Part of it is maple pecan butter.
Oh, wow.
I just melted it and poured it over chicken. So good.
Oh, my
I say it all the time,
gosh.
if you have heavy cream and it's getting towards the end there, just turn it into butter. You can put it in a mason jar and just keep shaking and it'll turn into butter.
Yeah, that's a great
Add
tip.
a little bit of salt, and this way you're not wasting that heavy whipping cream.
Don't ever waste heavy whipping cream if you can help it. But I love it when the kiddos make butter. That was my favorite part in elementary school, when you would have Thanksgiving dinner with your class. They don't really do that anymore because of so many food allergies, but everybody was in charge of making some portion of the meal that you would eat together as a class. And I always asked for butter duty, because you'd get the mason jar and you'd just be like shaking it the entire class, like turning it into butter.
Right.
That was the funnest.
Carrie said, I got a 36-inch black screen on clearance at Walmart for $100 for my son for Christmas.
Wow, that's nice.
It's just
That's
like
good.
everything else. Like the smaller ones actually cost as much or even sometimes more than the bigger ones, because just because, they have to put it into a smaller thing. And it's really the expensive part's the underneath part.
So Claire says the Walmart Sparkly Unicorn Blackstone.
Somebody's
Claire,
on our YouTube channel, on our
I
Facebook.
absolutely started cackling when I saw your sparkly pink unicorn as like your response to that post. Like,
Right.
that was on point.
Chris said you can find a sous vide on OfferUp or Craigslist. Somebody said they found one on a thrift store for like $5. They've come way down, in price.
They really have. I'm gonna throw this out, and people are gonna be like, "What?" Macy's is having incredible deals. I recently got a the coffee pot for Eleanor. It was like 20 something bucks.
Right.
It was really, really cheap. They're having a lot of discounts, and it's not like Kohl's. You don't have to do a rebate. They're just giving you the price right there. They had deals on knives. They had deals on coffee makers, and I know there was a sous vide there.
Chris said if you're dry camping in the middle of nowhere, you can empty your gray water tank on the ground into a pit or something. Don't do that with a black tank.
Ugh, that's so scary. That's so scary.
You are going to learn how to empty that black tank.
No,
You are.
not. No, you know what? I think it's like so handsome to watch you like go out there to do that black tank. I think that is like the
Chris is just trying to
studliest
torment you
thing
now.
ever.
So Chris wants you to explain the difference between an inverter generator and a conventional generator, which is also known as a frame generator.
Do you?
I know the difference. Do you know the difference?
Of course not.
Okay.
I do not know
It's
the difference.
the sine wave. You really never want to use a conventional frame generator like the one that we have over on the side of our house for hurricanes. The big, You never want to hook that up to your RV, and
Why?
you certainly don't want to plug your computers and stuff into that.
Why?
Because it's what's called dirty electricity, and
Dirty?
It can have a lot of surges because it's an engine causing the electricity, and so the engine can ramp up and down real quick, cause a surge, fry out your microwave, fry out your refrigerator, your freezers. So when you have one of those, you need to be plugging everything into a surge protector before you plug it into one of those
Okay,
generators.
so wait a second. Say it again. Which one is the dirty one?
The big one. The frame generator.
Frame generator.
Yeah. So it's one of those big open frame generators. That is dirty electricity.
Dirty frame.
You don't want to plug anything that is like really susceptible, like electronics, directly into that. You want, if you're going to use that, you need to have a really good, not one of those cheap $9 ones you're going to buy at Walmart or Best Buy. I mean, like a good surge protector, because you could fry all of your electronics. You plug your computer in there, you get a surge, your computer's fried.
I just want the one that's going to give me air conditioning.
So an inverter generator is cleaner sine wave, it's cleaner electricity, and they are much quieter.
Well, why don't they make them all clean and no dirty?
Quadruple the price. So that one over there on the side of our house, that one was $800, and it's 10,000 watts. The one in the garage for the camper is 3,500 watts, and it's $800.
Wow.
So it's much quieter. It's much lighter. It's much more portable. It's much more efficient, but it's much more expensive.
So I have a question. Does this one work on propane?
No, but I can convert it to work on propane. But I will not be converting it to work on propane because propane is awesome on a generator. Okay, now we're getting into a science class.
A frame one?
Like, what does Chris say? Like, nerd. Like, frame one can do both.
Okay.
I can convert that one to do both with a $100 adapter. But it's not nearly as efficient. So you're traveling out and camping with two 20-gallon propane tanks. One 20-gallon propane tank is going to let that generator run for about 14 hours. Well, a 20-gallon propane tank is about $15 to fill. At the same point, I could run that same generator on 2 gallons of gasoline for 14 hours.
Yeah.
So 2 gallons of gasoline is $4. So it's much more efficient to run it on gas than it is on propane. Propane's cleaner, and you don't have to worry about gumming up your carburetor, but I would only run that on... I will do it on propane and have both, but I will pretty much run it on gas because I can go with 5 gallons of gas and have enough gas to get through the whole weekend because you're not going to run it all day. You're going to run it during the day and then maybe cool down and then turn it off.
Well, and here's the thing. We're going to be using that generator that we're getting for the camper much more often than the one that's for the house.
All you gotta do is turn it on once a month.
And that was always the problem. We would get generators for the house and then they get gummed up if you're using the gas.
You have to just start them on a regular basis.
And it's hard to just, I mean, you can mark your calendar and do it, but like, it's hard to do that. Get busy with stuff.
Not to be TMI, it's like, you know how you know when you should change your air filter in your air conditioner?
When?
Every time you have your period.
Oh, because
it's regular, right? If you're regular, but I mean, but that's they tell a lot of things. If you have something that's supposed to be done like once a month, for a woman, like do it on your period, and then you'll never forget. On my first day, you have to do this.
Shave my legs. Don't cut your hair. You're not supposed to cut your hair.
What you learn on Two Crazy Ketos. Renee said, cycling law, loudly say as you approach, on your left, and cyclists should always pass pedestrians on or other cyclists on their left.
Okay, on your left. Okay, I'm going to do that. And pass pedestrians or other cyclists on their left. On their left.
Mary said a meat advent calendar would be amazing.
Oh, yes. I think it would be really fun that might be a fun thing to do even like on Christmas morning, to have like different treats and just like cover the little areas with tissue paper and let the kids reach in and guess what.
Maitreya said when you're ready to move around them is when and you ring a bell or loudly out on your left.
On your left. I need to know this. I feel like I should have taken a bike safety course. Okay, so I see somebody saying just
don't you have a horn on your bike? No, we don't have a horn on our bike.
You got a basket.
She's got a basket. That's bad enough. She's driving around.
I love my basket.
You're riding around in a nice Trek bicycle with a basket on it.
You know what? Joe has asked me to hold things for him in my basket. Like I could take a jacket. I
have a little bag on the back of mine.
I've held things for you.
Yeah, but that was before I put a bag on the back of mine.
So is that cooler?
Yes.
A bag?
It's on the back.
You have a fanny pack on your back of your bicycle.
Tara said, don't you have a horn on your bike? When I share the trails with mountain bikers, I rely on them to use their horn to alert me that they're coming.
I need to get a horn.
You don't need
Can we get a bell?
Brianna said, no, you're not getting a bell. Get a bell for your bike. Ring it and say on your left and then pass. That's how it's done in Colorado.
Ding, ding.
Christopher said, that's what I did this year, Sean. I looked at all these cheese calendar and just bought $20 worth of good cheese.
That's a great idea. I mean, different kinds. Okay, so what cheese, because that's the thing, you're waiting for your cheese. Like, what is your cheese that you're like, man, I really hope that today is this cheese. What cheese is it? What are you reaching for?
John said, Vicks on your chest, a little under your nose and your cheeks.
I'm never reaching for Swiss.
Renee said, I actually have patients who spray WD-40 on their joints. Chris said, it turns out if you dump a 5-gallon bucket of ice water on your head, it will cool you down very quickly.
Oh my gosh. So like the little booklet that I got with Caleb that came with a free gift to purchase, like I had Caleb and they gave me this book of like things not to do with your child. And one of them was don't draw on your child's face with a Sharpie. Because apparently they had somebody draw eyebrows on their child's face because they did not think that they had enough eyebrow hair for, I don't know if they wanted Eugene Levy as like a kid, but like, yeah, they drew on the kid's face expecting that where they placed the Sharpie marker lines, hair would grow.
Renee said, honestly, I think it's a mental thing. And when they do that, if it makes them feel better and it doesn't eat their skin, let them have it.
There you go.
I wanted to say, so somebody actually messaged us about what you're drinking right there. Polar Seltzer water was on the list from Consumer Reports right along with Topo Chico that it's got like contaminants in it. I honestly am not worrying about it.
Did you tell me that before I started drinking it?
Well, I'm not worrying about it because the amount of contaminants you're talking about in that, it's like 1 gram in the equivalent of a swimming pool, of an Olympic-sized swimming pool. Like literally 1 gram. Like, I think if you're eating anything out of plastic, ever, like drinking a bottle of water out of plastic, and then you're worried about drinking Topo Chico, like, there's worse damage being anything coming out of plastic. If you're storing your food in plastic, which we do, if you're heating anything up in plastic, which we've stopped doing that, but Like, I'm just not worried about the 1 gram per Olympic-sized swimming pool of contaminants that may be in polar seltzer water.
I really like...
Or Topo Chico.
I really like Topo Chico because I love it coming in a glass bottle. I just think it's super, super fun.
Right.
I don't know why that a cold glass bottle just makes everything taste more delicious.
My honest feeling is like, with all the Wi-Fi going around, I feel like that's going to do more damage than pretty much anything else at this
Scare
point.
me. Ding ding.
At
on
least
your left.
Apple dumped the idea of them. Apple was working on the thing where they can charge your cell phone as soon as you walk in the room. Like, there's going to be a thing hanging in the ceiling, and you walk in the room and it starts charging your cell phone as soon as you enter the room.
That's gotta be a lot.
We're really getting out there.
Yeah.
Shauna said, because you watched Batman here, Netflix recommends Pollyanna.
Yes. Every single time. It's like, oh, okay, I think that because you watch Treasure Planet, you might also like Hannibal. But they were right about that.
We have started watching. If you like the original Hannibal movies,
like Hannibal Lecter,
we've started watching Hannibal on Netflix. It's really interesting. It's kind of, I think, supposed to be set to
before he gets caught.
And because he's currently, like, in this, he's working with the FBI, but he's eating people and feeding it to his guests. Like, every day somebody comes over and he's feeding them people.
Super
But
gross.
they don't know it, obviously.
No, but
it's really good.
Well written, like, scary, spooky show.
It's hard. It's hard for me because, like, Anthony Hopkins is Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah.
And obviously he's not being played by Anthony Hopkins, so it's very hard for me because he doesn't have that distinct accent and voice that Anthony Hopkins has, but it's still really good.
He's more of like, where is this guy from? Like Austria or something? I mean, he's got his own creepy vibe to him. It's just a different creepy vibe. Like, Anthony Hopkins has like a pace that is like, he's not in a hurry, but like he's gonna get you. It's kind of like we were watching World War Z last night, me and Caleb. Caleb had never seen it before. And we were talking about zombies and how there are 2 different kinds of zombies. There are zombies that are like crazy fast and like scaring you because they're running so fast. Or they're the kind of zombies that are slow moving, but like they never stop and they're just like coming like a slow wave for you. Like 2 different kinds of zombies. Well,
Right.
2 different Lecters.
Right.
There's the Anthony Hopkins pace and there's this guy's pace.
Okay, so let's see if we can get caught up here. Okay, because it is an hour already.
Oh, sorry.
Chris said you used to have Jesus as your co-pilot. As much as we like Rachel, she's kind of a downgrade.
Yeah, you definitely want Jesus as your co-pilot. He is not distracted by things like bacon, and he's not concerned about black water tanks. Like, yeah, definitely.
Renee said, I just knocked the little red clip off my treadmill, bent over to pick it up, slammed my head into the headrail, seriously dented.
Oh my God.
Maybe that'll knock sense into me.
No, I'm so sorry. That stinks.
Chris said, old staples, Miriam cannot go to Red Robin. Too much emotional attachment to the teriyaki burgers eaten after getting ultrasounds.
Yeah.
Everyone's got something different.
Yeah, because it's like, it's really a lot of times, just like he's saying, it was tied to her ultrasounds and this like happy moment, and you celebrated by going to this place. So
Right.
if you're like, hey, this is where we celebrated. Like, I haven't been back to even, there's certain pizzas that I can just eat the top of it off and like keep going.
Lay's.
I can't go to Pizza Hut. I can't go to Pizza Hut because we always celebrated the kids' report cards at Pizza Hut.
And Costco.
Because they used to always give you a coupon, like, congratulations, and there's
Right.
all these like little placemat of coupons, and one of them was like the Pizza Hut. And also, if they did like accelerated reader list, if they got certain achievements, the kids would get a Pizza Hut. So
Right.
I associate that with the warm feelings of motherhood and that being, my kids' celebration place. So yeah, of all the pizza places, I really can't go back there because it's too much of a struggle.
Christopher said, talk about avoiding past restaurants. Krispy Kreme was always one of my favorites. Yesterday, I used a coupon for a free dozen of them warm, drove them about 20 minutes away, and gave them away. That's
Bless your
awesome.
heart. That's really nice. They have excellent coffee, though. But yeah, I have to avoid I can't have the coffee because, I can't go near the
Renee
donuts.
said, I use glass straws. I'm too weirded out by not being able to see the inside of there might be something growing in there.
Oh, that's a smart thing.
See, I like the metal straws.
You know what always used to weird me out, and I would get like, I mean, this is years ago. I probably wouldn't, I mean, they were drinking cold things, but like sippy cups. Sippy cups for the kids. I always wanted to like pay the extra and get things that were disposable because I never felt like I got that, the little hooky do that connects, that closes up the sippy cup. Always felt like I would boil it because I'm like, am I getting it clean?
Sippy cups worked.
It always felt like there was like a little bit of fungus going on in the sippy cup.
None of the stuff when our kids were little worked. Now I remember right before the whole pandemic, I remember we were at church and we were in the 1-2-year room, and one of the kids brought this thing with snacks in it, and they're like, watch this, and literally you're turning it upside down, and I'm like, nothing falls out, and they're like, and then the kids just like picking them out, I'm like,
how?
Where was this when my kids were little? Like, I would give them that spill-proof cup, and either A, it did spill, or B, they couldn't get anything out of it.
Well, here's the thing, though. The kids could figure out how to reach their hand in and get it, and, like, the drink cup,
right.
The little kid knew how to, like, sip it out. I could not figure it out. I couldn't figure it out. How is the liquid coming out of this thing?
John said, have you tried C4 energy drinks? I have not. They keep sending us emails, but I have not tried it. He said, I started reviewing keto-friendly energy drinks for November, and C4 Peach Mango is pretty dang good. I want to try C4, but the Peach Mango, I am not a huge Peach Mango
It's
fan.
hard to sell me on peach.
Yeah. Christopher said, I've realized that all the free birthday items restaurants give out are for fries and desserts. By the way, Buffalo Wild Wings gave me 6 wings. Yeah, they give you. Rachel gets every single thing for her birthday and just gives them all to the kids. Or we get the burgers and just strip the buns off of them.
Yeah, usually Ruby Tuesday.
Ruby Tuesdays.
But
we used to get the one from, what was it, the Italian place? Macaroni Grill.
I'll tell you what, I got nothing this year. I got no emails for anything. I'm signed up for a lot of stuff because I've been signed up for them for years, like years and years. And usually what I would do, even before, I was keto, would be take the kids on the free tour because it was like, oh, I would totally want to ride with mom. It was happy birthday to me because it was like happy times with them. And we would I would just Boston Market and Moe's burrito place and all these kind of things. But I got nothing this year.
No.
Nothing.
Nobody sent us anything this year.
Because you know which one I look forward to too is the PDQ. Because PDQ, if you've ever eaten there,
they're the best chicken.
They have such good grilled wings. I mean, it is
before
fresh.
Kia, like for your kids, they had their chicken tenders, but they make them grilled and they were a decent
They're
size.
fingers.
And honestly, I don't know if their PDQ is nationwide yet, but I think it's better than Chick-fil-A. I know I'm about to get yelled at,
but yes.
I think that they're better. There are nice, long, big, thick pieces of chicken, even the grilled ones.
Get the grilled one, and now they're not cheap. It's like $1.
But they do a lot of sales, like buy one get one free, constantly.
Buy one get one free sets.
Yeah,
and they're really good if you're around a Chick-fil-A, a PDQ. It's really, really good.
Chris said that's part of it, Joe. The bigger difference is an inverter generator makes DC and it gets converted to AC. It lets the gas run. Yeah, I know all that, but you want me to explain to Rachel the difference between DC and AC power?
He's still trying to get my mind to wrap around, we've got enough room for you to go to the bathroom.
Right. Trying to explain to her, you want me to explain to her that when you get in the trailer, if we don't have a generator, this plug will work, but this plug won't work.
And I'm like, which one? I need to charge my cell phone and I need air conditioning. What combination of things do we need to make that happen?
So he said frame generators have to run at the same speed no matter what. They make more noise and they burn back gas quicker. Yeah. But again, don't plug your electronics into a frame generator.
Shauna says, I'll just book a hotel, thanks.
Chris said, don't forget about a 30-pound propane tank never goes bad. You know why I don't buy 30-pound propane tanks? They offered that to us when we bought the RV. You can't trade them in. You have to go someplace to fill it up. And I just like the ability of, if I have to, I can go trade it in. We usually go to BJ's to fill it up.
You can go to Walmart or Walgreens.
We have a place by us called Cinch, which delivers it to our house for $15. You just put your old one in front of the house, $15. They come, they leave you a new one, and take that one with you.
Yeah, that's a good, it's called Cinch.
Cinch, Cynch.
If you would use that.
And you know what we also did? If you need a bunch of propane cans, you go on to OfferUp and you buy old propane cans, and then you can trade those in. So just
Yeah.
get an old propane can. Sometimes they don't look the greatest. You don't get one that's super rusted because places won't take that back. But if it's like in okay, not too bad condition, you can buy them on OfferUp for like $2.
Because
And then
trading them is usually cheaper than buying it new.
a new one's like $50. You buy one on OfferUp for like $2, and then you go up to your local Walgreens or CVS or Wawa, whoever does a trade-in, and now you trade it in and you get a brand new tank for $15.
Right, way cheaper.
That's how we have like 14, I think, tanks at this point, because we have them for the generator and for storms and things like that.
Living in Florida, you don't take a chance.
Christopher said, I guess I'm signed up on their site. Oh, that's for something there.
Claire says, when I worked at a software company, we would always get support calls for offices that blew out their servers with dirty power from frame generators, not commercial grade.
You have to have everything plugged in.
That's scary because that's your whole, like that could be your whole business. That's awful.
I actually learned the hard way. Don't plug directly, because this before we got married, I plugged my refrigerator in my old house into a generator. There was a surge, and it fried my refrigerator.
Yeah,
and
those
because
aren't
refrigerators
cheap
have
anymore.
so many electronics in them now. That's the thing.
You used to be able to get a $250 refrigerator, and that is not a thing anymore. Even at Habitat for Humanity.
Renee said, Joe, I have a $10,000 triathlon bike. I was sponsored. I didn't buy it. And I have a cheeseburger-shaped pack under the seat with all of my emergency repair tools in it. No shit. Yeah, I have the one, like, it's a little rack on the back, and it's like a little bag that claps on and on. So
Chris Bear says smoked Gouda is what he's reaching for. Nancy says Parmesan. Devin says extra sharp cheddar. I'm with extra sharp cheddar. John is smoked Gouda.
I love smoked Gouda. Rachel does not like it.
Claire is, how do you say that one? Emtayer?
I'm lost you.
Up at Claire at the top there.
I have no idea. Emmett Tiller. I don't know.
Heath says, I thought you were supposed to walk your bike on a crowded sidewalk. Yeah, but this was down the middle of,
We were going down the middle of the street.
Of a cow road.
Yeah, we were going down. It was actually called Ranch Road, and it's a road that is actually in honor of all the ranchers that used to be in that area.
White cheddar for Shauna. Danny says smoked Gouda. Lisa's Munster cheese. Caleb is always provolone. And I feel like provolone doesn't have that much of a taste.
It smells.
But
I don't think it has a taste, but it smells like it should have a taste, but it doesn't have a taste.
Ooh, Shauna says Havarti with dill. Yes.
Claire wants to know what color is your bike. It's like a cream color.
Yeah, it is cream.
It's like a cream color.
It's like coffee. It reminds me of coffee.
Yeah. I forgot which one it is. It's kind of like a hybrid bike.
So we did, speaking of dill, when we were at this farmer's market, we got cheese curds that were flavored with dill. And let me tell you, those were awesome.
Yeah, so were the ranch ones. There's no more of the ranch
Christopher
ones left.
says the butter case is my favorite cheese. I think Havarti, goat cheese up there too. I am all about the goat cheese. There is a goat farm in Arcadia that we may stop at because I think they have.
You're going to be dry camping there.
It might be worth it because they have so many goat cheese offerings, and I'm all about the goat cheese.
Chris said my second favorite is melted Swiss. Yes,
That's Joe.
I love Swiss cheese.
I like melted mozzarella.
Okay, it just jumped. We have to get caught up because it's...
You're done?
No,
Oh,
it
I think
just
you're in the
jumped.
wrong place.
It jumped. Christopher said butter wrapped in bacon and topped with cheese.
Oh, butter wrapped in bacon. That sounds really good.
Miriam said cheese is my favorite cheese.
That's Joe.
I agree.
Any cheese will do.
Christopher said a butter case is my favorite cheese.
Yeah, I already
you
read that one.
Yep, I'm looking back for where we're supposed
Aged,
to be.
super sharp, age-sharp white cheddar. I do like sharp cheese.
Mary said, oh my goodness, Joe, yes, the levels are not worth worrying about in Topo Chico. Thank you. Again, everybody's got to make their own decision, but here's the thing. I still drink soda once in a while. I drink Zevia. Zevia's got natural flavors in it. The bottom line is, like, natural flavor. There's nothing natural about natural flavors. They don't even have to tell you what's in natural flavors. You talk to Chris and Miriam, and they'll tell you they really work hard to find the right flavorings because they don't even have to tell you, like, hey, these natural flavors are bound to maltodextrin. So they worked really hard to find a company that doesn't bind to maltodextrin. So if you're eating anything with maltodextrin and then you're okay with that, or eating anything with natural flavors and you're okay with that, don't worry about the fact that there's a touch of chemicals possibly in your seltzer water with such minute amounts. Like, I'm just not worrying about it.
You got to do what works for you, though.
Right.
Because what is like, this is no big deal to me, is a big deal to somebody else. Like,
right.
for me, I really honestly don't have problems with sometimes having like the MSG and different seasonings. My mom just can't have it. And we're in the same family. So, and we cheer for each other. But she's super sensitive to that, and I'm not as sensitive. I mean, Dr. Barry and Nisha talk about that all the time, that like it may be okay for one of them and
right.
the other one have a really adverse reaction to it.
Right. I'm skipping now.
Uh-oh.
Shauna said my brother and
you're getting like Chris Bear.
My brother in Washington State has a long axe encased in a glass with a small bolt attached with a sign that says break glass in case of zombies.
But I need that to break the glass. That's like if you get a new, fresh pair of scissors. You know what you need for opening a pair of scissors? A pair of scissors. If I had a pair of scissors, then I could open it.
Shelly said we got $25 at Landry's, used it for oysters.
Ooh, yum. We got a few emails and Instagram messages from DeVilliers. Oh, I went on their website and compared it to Lily's. Way cleaner, but the shipping was expensive. Yeah. Gotta check them out.
Mary DeKeto said OTS coming along so nicely, Gail. I actually just finished editing and update. Will be posted next week, I believe. Yeah,
if you haven't checked out Mary DeKeto, check out her YouTube channel. It's awesome.
Christopher said, I think it's DC and Marvel, not DC and AC.
AC/DC.
Shanta
says my birthday's in February, so I got stuff this year. Now 2021 is up in the air if I will get something. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, because she got it before we all kind of went inside.
Yeah. Chris said it's like half the price to fill propane versus trade-in. Not here. It's like a $5. I mean, it's a little bit cheaper, but we only have 2 places that fill up by us. You can go to BJ's, which I think is $11 to fill up by us. And then there's a propane place, but half the time they're closed or the line is really long.
You know what BJ's is near?
What?
Dick's. Every time.
Christopher said, I like PDQ okay when I was in Georgia, but they can't beat a Chick-fil-A sandwich. But I left the area before I quit eating breaded chicken. Yeah, I'm not talking about chicken sandwiches because I've never had the grilled PDQ. Chicken I'm just talking about nuggets. The chicken tenders and the chicken nuggets.
I don't know who a regular individual order of Chick-fil-A chicken balls is actually feeding. Like, I do not know, because I can remember giving even like the little grilled bites to my toddler and he'd be like, more please.
Shauna said, what did I miss about Topo Chica? There was a study in Consumer Reports, which honestly I don't even trust Consumer Reports anyway. But there was a study that it had like some contaminants in it, but again, it's such minute amounts. It's like equal to 1 gram in an Olympic-sized swimming pool.
Sometimes I'm suspect of these things because, like, can't you purchase the Better Homes and Gardens seal of approval? I think a company can
I actually worked for a company that did water filters. And yeah, so all of that, like the Better Homes and you can purchase all of those certifications and you pay to be in Consumer Reports.
Doesn't that like invalidate the certification if it's like, I just
that was our big thing when I was working for that company too. When we got that certification, like, you need to really push this. We are certified by Better. We have the Better Homes and Gardens certification. We paid for that. Renee said Sam's has an amazing big wheel of cheese like cheddar jack, but spicy, and it truly has a kick.
Ooh, that's Joe's favorite. You know what else?
I like anything with a kick.
You know what else I like? There's one, I forgot what it's called, but it's kind of like a cheddar and it has onion inside of it, like kind of peppered through it, like a roasted onion. Mm-hmm. And that's really good.
Mary said our UPSs are sine wave output, so inverter generator for us. Yes, you definitely want sine wave.
Chris says bicycles are considered a vehicle the same as a motorcycle or car. Same traffic rules apply. You're technically not supposed to ride on a sidewalk, but nobody cares when little kids do it. Yeah, we need to start arresting these little kids.
Like Rachel.
And more mature people than Rachel, like 5-year-olds.
It is illegal to ride your bicycle on a sidewalk. You're not supposed to be doing it. You're supposed to be riding it on a street.
But it scares me to ride in the street sometimes.
I never got the whole thing, though, as a bicycle. At least when I remember as a kid, my dad would always say, you have to ride on the same side of the street with the flow of traffic. I'm like, the problem is, I don't know they're coming. Like, I want to face the traffic. I want to ride on the opposite.
On your left.
So that at least I can see, hey, there's a car, and that I don't accidentally swing out.
There was no sidewalk where we were at, though.
No, but I'm
Not
just talking
one.
About, no, but I'm talking about, like, even
What's
in our
wrong with
neighborhood.
that
Do you
park?
ride on the sidewalk in our neighborhood?
Yeah. Yeah.
Renee said the Aldi jalapeno cheese curds are good.
Ooh, I haven't had those.
I haven't eaten those
but
either. I haven't been to Aldi in forever.
I love me some cheese curds, though. I never tasted cheese curds.
I do too. So much that, like, yeah, I'm never buying those again because
You finished off the bag?
I finished off the entire bag of ranch already.
I never tasted cheese curds until keto.
I need to do a week of no dairy but butter.
I had never had cheese curds before, ever.
Janice said, I've never had different cheeses except for cheddar, mozzarella, or something simple.
Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with cheddar and mozzarella. Those are two of my favorites.
Chris said, do you have a Tractor Supply? They should fill propane there. The closest Tractor Supply to us is 45 minutes away.
I love it, though. It's so fun. Is there fun stuff like at Tractor Supply? Like, I just like looking around the store. It's like Costco. I just like looking around at the stuff.
Shelly said also that study never even said if they were measuring glass versus plastic bottles. I think plastic since they used it for all of the other brands.
Yeah.
See, again, I don't trust every single report. And again, even their report was such a minute amount. I'm not worried about it. I know some people are worried about it. I know Dr. Barry and Nisha have switched over to a different brand. I drink what I can find.
So I see.
But I don't buy plastic bottles anymore.
Slapstick says, I can't do spicy anymore. It gives me bad acid reflux. So do tomatoes. Actually, I am allergic to tomatoes. I actually have what the doctor described as geographic tongue. If I eat tomatoes, the next thing happens is I get like patches that look like you're trying to make a land map on my tongue, but I've always liked the taste of tomatoes, but it's very painful. And a nice trade-off for me was when we started making chili with keto chow instead of we use the tomato basil instead in the taco instead of using actual tomato sauce. It really helps my mouth.
Okay. Renee said it is also illegal to ride with headphones on. I knew that too, even though I do it. Get one of those little rear mirrors on your handlebar or for your helmet. Yeah, I don't worry about it now. I just worried about that as a kid. When I was a kid, my dad would always say you have to, but I mean, again, I was 12 years old and like, I was fearful of like a car. Now I know how to stay over it, but you know.
I didn't bring my headphones this time, but I did toss my phone inside of my basket. Mm-hmm. And I was listening to music, so I'm kind of surprised I didn't hear that coming because it was like ABC, easiest 1, 2, 3, talking about ABC, you and me. Yeah, that like.
Shauna said,
Jackson
growing up,
5.
my grandpa always shipped us a huge block of government cheese he would get from the vet's home where he worked. So when I was in Boy Scouts, I went to a Boy Scout camp.
Government cheese is the best cheese there is.
I was at a Boy Scout camp, and so for 3 years, I was a CIT and on staff there before I had stopped going. And so we would have to close up at the end of the year. And because it was a Boy Scout camp, we used to get like all these government foods, like government macaroni and government cheese and stuff like that. And I would come home with cases of this because it was all left over. And now they're closing up the camp for the summer. And I would come home with like cases of government cheese and macaroni.
So Caleb's like grandpa always talked about the government cheese that they got in West Virginia. It is the best cheese that there is. That was like their favorite. The family would still talk about it. Like to this day, that cheese is the best cheese. I don't know what was going on in it, but it was delicious apparently.
Chris said, it being illegal to ride with headphones on, I suppose there are areas that have laws about that, but I've seen that debunked many times. I know Florida has a law that you're not allowed to wear, at least in Broward County, you're not supposed to be wearing headphones. It's like you're not supposed to drive with headphones on either.
Well, you shouldn't drive with headphones on. Why would you be driving with headphones on?
Because people do, because their radio doesn't work. I don't know. I've seen it all the time. I just don't understand why people do it.
It's just you in the car. Turn your phone on or something.
I think it's just as bad when people blast their radio and you can't hear.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's
Renee said, when I did MS 150 bike ride on Houston to Austin, we had to take a course, and that was one of the highlights. Maybe it's a Texas thing.
Huh.
Hungry, he said, I don't understand this. The whole time I was growing up, riding my bike everywhere, I was dreaming about being able to drive. Now these grown adults park their cars and choose to ride a bike.
That is true.
It is very true.
It was, can I say though, it was so stinking cute when you saw the little couples that were like, I want to say in like their 70s, 80s, and they were all like riding, matching his and her bikes, and they had their little bike helmets on, and they were cute as they could be. Just adorable.
Christopher said, I want a bike. I used to love bike riding. I broke bike-a-thon records as a kid. Rode my bike 30 miles a day during the summers.
Wow. I mean, and it was all about like what tricks could you do? Did you have a little ramp in your yard?
Oh,
like,
we did.
We had the little wooden wedge. And man, my brother, well, he wound up impaling himself on his handlebars and like hurt his spleen.
I'm laughing, but I shouldn't be.
But it was all about the tricks, and there was no bike was better than the old Power Wheels, the one that you were like, you pedaled and you were like low to the ground, and it was the 3-wheel plastic thing that was like the Power Wheels, because the old one used to have a manual brake. Right. And so you would pedal as hard as you could, and then you'd pull that brake and it would like spin you out, and you were like the Dukes of Hazzard, basically.
Shauna said I should not be able to feel the bass in the car behind me or beside me in front of me.
Yeah,
I agree.
And you feel it right here.
Gail said those people in a few years will be wearing hearing aids.
I know.
It's absolutely true. So when I was young, when I was like in my, like between 18 and 23, I worked in New York City clubs. I worked as a bouncer in New York City clubs. And like my mom always said, like, you're gonna have hearing problems, and I do have like a low tone hearing. Like I have to turn things up because being next to those big banging speakers, and you're talking about in the late 80s and early 90s.
Yeah, but he would be in front of the
like
speakers.
This was like in the heart of like, you had Madonna was playing at a lot of the clubs like when she was first getting started, and so the hearing for me is just gone. Yes, I'm old. I get it. I'm old, but yeah, I did lose some of the low tone hearing from being in those clubs for so long.
What was Tony Bennett like when he was a young man?
Christopher said, I never jumped off ramps with my bikes, but I could stand up on the seat with a foot, the handle, and ride.
Oh, wow. Seriously? That's pretty awesome.
Renee said, my new vehicle stereo rattled me the first time I accidentally had it too loud. The bass rattled my nose ring.
Aw. How cute is that? Man.
Okay, we're going to get off. I did want to say, I don't know if some of you, if you're like on the exclusive mailing list for Perfect Keto, they've got a new flavor cookie coming out on Monday. So I know that I got an email already saying that like, hey, you can order early. I believe they are going to have a deal. They usually do.
We don't know what it is
So you
yet.
may want to wait till Monday to order them.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know. We have tried them. They are really good. But I would probably wait until Monday to order them.
Shanta's allergic to bell pepper.
I love bell peppers.
But it's weird, right? You have no idea like what it is, and you have to take ingredient by ingredient to see like what it is that like tears you up. My mom found out she was super allergic to cantaloupe. Like now it's not an issue, but before she was keto, she was like, "What is happening?" I mean, her whole mouth would explode.
Christopher said,
Cantaloupe.
FYI, people do not like to sponsor you by the mile in a bike-a-thon, and you ride 72 miles as a 12-year-old.
Oh, I believe that.
I had to do that like walking thing, and I went up to somebody once, and they're like, can you sponsor me? And I'm like, it's per mile. They're like, no, I'll give you like $5 total, but I'm not giving you per mile.
I can remember that. Oh my gosh.
Like tell Anthony per mile, like, and he'll be like, okay.
He's like, I'm gonna pay for the whole trip with this one guy. No, I remember my grandfather sponsored me for one, and it was like $5 per mile. And I wound up, you know, he was on a very fixed income, and I remember I biked like 12 or 15 miles, and I told him, I said, Pa, I'll go back and just make it flat. Let me just go back into my little log book of like all the people I collected. I'll just make it flat rate. And you just give me $5. And he was like, no, like I'm a man of integrity. And if I said I was going to give you $5 a mile, then like, I'm really proud of you. But I'm going to honor that commitment. So I love that.
Okay. We're going to get off. Thank you so much for watching and listening to our
Nancy's
nonsense.
allergic to eggs.
Oh, wow.
Man.
So,
all right, sorry.
We're going to get off. We've been babbling for an hour and a half. Thank you so much for watching us, and make sure you check out Keto on the Couch on Monday. We have a couple more videos coming out for the weekend.
Yeah, have a great week.
Bye,
we
guys.
love you.